Hey everyone, and welcome to another Talking Tech with a Friendly Tree. Today I want to talk about Nina's Evil Mist. So it's a pretty gimmicky move, but man, it's an awesome move. So this is great for an assassin character to have in a game. I mean, she just sways forward and like spits out an Evil Mist on the opponent. It's very, very hype when you can pull it off in a match, or if you see someone else pull it off in a match. So anyway, let's move forward. So we're going to go Nina versus Nina, as I always do, and for the purpose of being able to record. And we're going to go to the Mishima Dojo because, I mean, it's a cool stage, and it's got walls. So we'll go through a couple of different things with the Evil Mist, but don't expect me to be giving you a plethora of setups for you to use the move and to get it to hit. So what I'm going to do is I want to talk about the inputs, I want to talk about what the opponent can do, and then we will look at a few different situations you can use it, okay? So, first things first, move list. There we go, there's Evil Mist preloaded. You can see the input is down, back, down, forward, forward, neutral, down, back, 2+3. Okay, so as far as Tekken goes, that's essentially a half circle forward. In fact, there's no reason that you can't put the back in the input too, and I often do just out of habit from when I do half circle forwards in games. So we're looking at half circle forward, neutral, down, back, 2+3, but you don't have to do the back input. Now that's the main input, how to do the move. And now watch as I graciously do it incorrectly a couple of times. Like that. There we go. Yeah, so you just got to make sure you get that from the down back to the forward and then down back 2+3. Because it's a 2+3, it can be useful to bind, so I've actually got a button bound to 2+3 at the moment, should you want to use it. Yeah. Okay, so that's the main input on how to do it, but there's another input, okay? So as well as doing the down back, down forward, forward, neutral 2+3, you can also do quarter circle forward, down back 2+3, quarter circle forward, down back 2+3. The down back at the end and 2+3 at the same time, of course. Oh. So you can see that works pretty well. And I find that way easier, to be honest. But it's never listed, it's just a trick way. Now, the reason that we have this other input, well, the reason I see that we have this other input, is so that you can do it out of a quarter circle forward motion. So we've got a ton of moves like side step 1, down forward 3, 2 forward, and even rage drive where you can do that motion. So if you're doing a move that cancels you into a quarter circle forward, down back 2+3 will do an Evil Mist right away. So that's pretty valuable to know, just if you're setting up against the opponent. If they're respecting you, if you think you can get them with it, I mean, like I said, it's very hype to get that move. Okay, so what can we say about the Evil Mist as well? So Evil Mist itself is a high. It's unblockable, but a high. So, oh. So you see that can duck it, and it's not the fastest. It's a bit telegraphed because you have to do the quarter circle forward motion, so the opponent can duck it. Now, with this in mind, also, so I've got them doing it and blocking right away. Because if you try and do a while standing move there, you'll get hit by it. So it's active for a long time, it's got an active hitbox outside of Nina doing it, and she recovers immediately. So it's very hard to punish this effectively. So with that in mind, it's actually pretty useful to throw out a lot of the time. Because, yeah, it's really hard to punish. If you try and do it while standing, you just get hit. I mean, what happens if you get hit? Jeez, you're gone. You're gone. So if the opponent gets hit by it, remembering it's an unblockable, well, heaps of time for Nina to get a Divine Cannon. So that's 19 frames, or she can even get an up forward 1. So it's very, very plus on block, okay? So that seems pretty good. I mean, if you can get that to hit, you can get anything you want. What's the catch here? As well as it being a high, if you get hit by it, you can hold down and you fall to the ground. So let's say Divine Cannon. I hold down, now it doesn't launch. So you can see how it's smarter for the opponent to hold down. So if they're aware of this, most people will be holding down. And this is where you've really got to make a read with Nina. You've got to make sure that you're making the right choice. So what could you do if they hold down? I mean, Divine Cannon still gets you free damage. Anything still gets you free damage. But what can you do to capitalize? One, you do the input correctly. Okay, so I've done a dash up forward 3. And that floats. So if you know the opponent's going to hold down, you can still run up and get an up forward 3 juggle. So, for example, the same as the failsafe of an up forward 1. Alright? So as long as you know the opponent's going to hold down, you can still get free damage. You can still get a free juggle. The other thing, against the wall. Oh my god. We go right against the wall. The opponent hits the wall sometimes. Still get a 14 frame, but let's say I try and do a Divine Cannon here. Have I got them guarding? No, let's make sure they're guarding. Oh. They can block it. So when you're against the wall, you've also got to be careful what you do. So, up forward 3 again, great option. 14 frame, wall splats. Or if you want a bit more damage, well, if you do the input, right? You can do down forward 3, forward 4 for a splat. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're using this against the wall, that if you're going for the big damage of a Divine Cannon or a back 1+4 or anything like that, if they hit the wall, they can block it. So it's smarter to go for a 14 frame, and we're lucky that Nina has multiple 14 frames that wall splat. Okay, so that's given you an idea of what the opponent can do. What can you do with this move? So, like I said, you can cancel it out of sidestep, so you can do it as part of your sidestep pressure. As long as you've got them near the wall. I mean, away from the wall, just like with normal sidestep ones, you're going to have a huge gap there. Unless you're just doing one sidestep into it. Okay, as well as that, you can really throw it out at range. Well, some people can. Because as I said before, the whiff recovery on it is amazing. And if the opponent's trying to run up, they're trying to bait for a counter hit, they're probably going to do a move that will end up getting hit by it. And you're just standing there able to confirm for a full launch. So that's pretty incredible, isn't it? In combos, a common thing you might see these days is, for example, doing the Ivory Cutter Ender. Well, and if they do a quick back roll, oh my god, clearly I don't do this enough. Huh. Oh, I missed the forward, right. They do a quick back roll. Often people are respecting the quarter circle forward 2 there. You get an even missed attempt. And I mean, if they're busy respecting the quarter circle forward 2, the worst thing that they're going to do is they're going to see that, they'll panic and they'll duck. And they might try and launch punish you, and what do you know? They just get hit by the evil mist, which is still active. So it can be pretty scary to use there. Another thing, just throwing people off, I mean, just doing it. Oh. just doing it after a down forward 3-2 without the cancel. If they get up quickly, if they just try and stand up and block, they get hit by it too. So I think it's got a lot of practical use when you add the wall, and that's the main time that I'd use it. Likewise, if we're thinking of Rage Drive, so go away from the wall first, go guard all. So that's pretty scary, but if they are... Oh, where is it? Maybe if we go back dash, I can demonstrate. So it's quite easy for them to avoid that, unless you're near the wall. So just keep that in mind if you're doing it off a Rage Drive. So you can see how that can be very scary, a very scary thing to implement into your game. But at the same time, as I hope I've shown, there are some weaknesses to it, and you've got to respect that and be aware that it is pretty slow and it is pretty telegraphed, just with the motion that comes out before it. Alright. So I think that's everything that I can cover with Evil Mist. I'm sure there are a ton more setups that people can find out from it. The main thing first is to make sure you've got the opponent respecting the situation so that they're not going to try and duck. And I mean, at the end of the day, if they duck, like I showed, it's hard for them to do a proper punish, but they can still get a low or something that goes under the mist quite easily. So please like and subscribe. You can follow me, of course you can follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter at @AFriendlyTree and Twitch at @AFriendlyTree. I'll try and start streaming a bit more and more. Feel free to share these videos around if you find them useful, or please let me know if there are any issues if you don't find them useful. If there's anything I've missed, if there's anything you think I could cover better, I'm happy to discuss it, and I'm happy to try and improve things too. Thanks everyone, take it easy.